Alright, class, our first essay is going to be a rhetorical analysis. So some of you may be wondering, what is a rhetorical analysis? Well, a rhetorical analysis is one that uses the three rhetorical principles to analyze a text, to look deeper at it. It more or less applies to an argument, and rhetorical analysis actually begins with Aristotle, 2,000+ year old Greek philosopher. His concern was more about oral debates. Politics, just as they are now, were very heated. So he devised this way to kind of look at the merits of an argument, who's making an argument, why are they making an argument, and how are they making an argument. And the three primary ways that he came up with were logos, which is Greek for logic. It's an appeal to reason through what is observed or displayed. So think about facts, numbers, statistics, clear evidence. It's hard to say, no, I didn't steal the cookies from the cookie jar when someone has me on video sticking my hand in the cookie jar. An appeal to ethics and credibility. Think about who's making the argument. The ethos of an argument is highly affected by the person from whom the argument comes from or where they obtain their facts. So if we're talking about a medical issue, you would want to hear an argument from a doctor. You would want to look at facts from a doctor or a medical institute, not necessarily your neighbor who is maybe a landscaper. That they are probably very highly skilled and very smart and interesting and articulate, but they can't necessarily give you credible information about what you should do if you've broken an arm. And then pathos, that's the appeal to emotions and feelings. What is the emotional stake? Emotions are often kind of the first thing affected by an argument. Some people get very angry and very heated. Some people, especially if we're talking about something like their healthcare, well-being, maybe they feel sad, upset, scared. So the emotions are important. What is the stake in this argument? So some questions to ask when we think about applying these appeals towards a textual analysis. Is there an argument presented? If so, what? What is that argument? Are they arguing in favor of something, against something? Are they looking for some type of middle ground? Is there even a real argument there? Who's presenting the argument? Are they an expert? Are they knowledgeable? Are they well researched? In what way have they presented the argument? It's an argument that's supported with facts, observations. Is it solely based on a moral stand? Be very, very careful of arguments that are based solely on religious beliefs. They are valid and they are important, but you can't necessarily apply that belief system to the larger population. We see this a lot with pro-choice and pro-life movements. When we get into that argument, some people might say, well, I don't believe in X because of the Bible. Well, not everyone is a Christian, so you have to be very, very careful that your argument isn't solely reliant upon one viewpoint like that. And how has the author appealed to your reasoning? Is it logical? Does it rely on facts? Is it a credible, ethical issue? What emotions are involved? How balanced is it? Facts are great. They will take you very, very far. But there's a difference between discussing maybe facts about turnips and discussing facts about nutrition issues. If we're just talking about all the great uses for a turnip, that's not going to appeal to a lot of people, at least not emotionally unless you're a turnip farmer. Whereas if you're talking about something like access to good health care, that's something that has a much wider reach. There are a lot of arguments surrounding that, and that'll be much more interesting, and that's something that you really want to take a look at. Okay, so some of you might be wondering what should be included in a rhetorical analysis essay. Like all of your essays in this course, it should include a thesis statement. And next week, I will post an example of a rhetorical analysis essay for you guys to take a look at, which will include a thesis statement. So a rhetorical analysis essay is going to have about 6 paragraphs. Your introduction leading into a really strong thesis statement, 4 body paragraphs, and those body paragraphs are going to discuss logos in one, ethos in another, and pathos in a third paragraph, and in no particular order. There's no right way to order those 3. And then another paragraph that offers an evaluation and critique of the argument, and that is something we're going to discuss this week as well when we talk about fallacies. And then a conclusion tying everything together. All right, if you have any questions, concerns, or need some more information on this, let me know.